Universal Epic Universe is a very interesting park in my opinion. It does a fantastic job with theming and atmosphere, but it just was not as good as I expected it to be. It has been just over a year since my first and only visit to Epic Universe, but that means I've had a lot of time to think about my experience. However, I'm still conflicted on whether I like this park or not. Personally, I think it's a little bit overrated, but the theming and atmosphere are great, so I consistently second-guess myself. Anyways, welcome back to another video, but today's might be a little bit controversial. I know a lot of people like Epic Universe, but I was personally disappointed by it and did not feel the same way. First, let's discuss the park layout. Now, normally here I would start by discussing the park history, but since the park's only existed for about a year, there isn't that much to talk about in terms of the history. The layout of the park is pretty easy to navigate. It starts with a large central hub that's called Celestial Park, and this provides portals to all the other areas and has a few key attractions. These two key attractions are Stardust Racers and Constellation Carousel. Now you will go clockwise around the hub, starting at the entrance. The first land you will find is Super Nintendo World. This Super Mario-themed land is an exact copy of the one at Universal Studios Japan, with all three of their attractions in Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge, Yoshi's Adventure, and Minecart Madness. The land also has some interactive activities if you purchase a power-up band. The next land is Dark Universe, which is themed entirely around Universal Classic Monsters, and features two main attractions, those being Monsters Unchained and Curse of the Werewolf. Both of these two attractions are more towards the back of the land, and in the front of the land is a nice little entry town which has amazing theming. Next is the Universal Grand Helios Hotel, which I know isn't in a land or attraction, but it's important to note because it can be seen from almost anywhere in the main hub. The next land is the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Ministry of Magic. This land has one ride, being Battle at the Ministry, but it also has a show in Le Cirque Arcanus, and more interactive activities if you purchase a Harry Potter-themed wand. The final area is How to Train Your Dragon Isle of Berk. The land features three main rides with Hiccup Swing Gliders, Dragon Racers Rally, and Fire Drill. It also features a show called The Untrainable Dragon. Our next topic of conversation is the atmosphere, theming, and presentation. The overall presentation and theming of the park are stunning. They are unmatched, and it is incredible to look at in almost every portion of the park. The atmosphere also just feels really good, and there's not much I can say except to just tell you to go and experience it for yourself. Although, in terms of theming, personally, I think that the Isle of Berk and Dark Universe look the best, and have the best theming in the entire park. Now, I won't talk about food because I did not have much on my visit, so our next topic of conversation is the rides, and the rides are definitely a highlight of this park. But they don't have the best reliability. This causes a lot of the rides to get longer waits, and I think that makes it hard to ride a lot of them in one day. For example, Battle at the Ministry and Hiccup Swing Gliders, arguably two of the best rides in the park, have incredibly high downtime and can make them hard to go on. When I was there, Battle at the Ministry had a consistent 3-hour wait, and that meant I wasn't even able to experience it. But of the rides I was able to experience, here were the highlights. Hiccup Swing Gliders was an awesome family coaster that was way more forceful than I originally anticipated. Stardust Racers is an airtime machine. Monsters Unchained is one of the best dark rides I've ever experienced, and it is better than Forbidden Journey, and Minecart Madness is an incredible family coaster that just feels so out of control. Unfortunately, the waits for these rides were not that good. I waited almost 2 hours for Minecart Madness and Hiccup Swing Gliders, and while the other two weren't as bad, I still waited 45 minutes for Stardust Racers and 30 for Monsters. The park looks incredible, but the lines just never seem to move, and the rides keep breaking down. This park has a lot of issues and needs more rides for capacity's sake. But once they fix these issues, the park could be one of the best in the entire world, in my opinion. I truly believe that this is a park that you should visit, but the issues can be a serious problem. A solid 7 out of 10 in my opinion until these fix these issues, but it can definitely get a lot better. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. I will be posting more theme park reviews in the future, so if you like this one, stay tuned for more, and I hope you have a good day. Goodbye.